Hello and good evening, and welcome to Get the Skinny on Beachbody Coaching Weekly Chat. This is the place to be on Tuesday evenings at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And tonight, as you can tell, we're styling. We're styling with the hats. Yes, we are, and I bet you wish you were here because we're having fun already. And tonight, we're going to be talking about slaying the invitation dragon and what to say, yikes, when they say yes. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about how to close, the logistics of helping out our new customers and coaches. And if we get to it, how to match and recommend the right products to the people that we're trying to help. So it's going to be kind of a free-for-all. We can jump in just about anywhere. Some of you here had questions, and that's how we got to these topics tonight. So if you'd like to ask your questions, and then we'll answer them as a group. Anything goes. Take it away. Who wants to go first? Shelley? That's a running joke.
Yes. Well, I was not one with a question, so I want to make sure that those who have questions get them answered.
I think that's very noble. That's very noble indeed. So Amethyst.
Yeah.
You had questions, we have answers. Take it away, girlfriend.
Well, Tom and I were talking a little bit earlier today, and I'm a little confused because I thought before he had said that he doesn't like his warm market, he likes the cold market, and he doesn't like forming. But then today he said you should have something, find an interest in common. And because I had this whole thing like planned out in my head of what I was going to send people that were friending me. Now I don't know if I should do that. And if you're inviting like 10, 20 people a day or whatever, like how are you doing that? And what are you sending them? Because you don't do the challenge groups. You invite to the business. So I'm a little confused.
Well,
Since that was directed at me, I'll go first, and then you guys can chime in with your wisdom. Okay, so what I do, so when I'm making new friends and making new contacts and networking and this and that, I don't have business on the brain. I have no desire or expectation that I'm going to invite them to look at the business. It's just about making friends. It's something I like to do with or without this business. Something that probably a lot of people like to do to make good friends. So when I make a new friend on Facebook, I send a request or they send one to me as accepted, then we're connected. I don't pitch them or show them the business or ask them, it just doesn't come up. Unless it comes up organically on its own, that's different. So you got to use some kind of intuition there, whatever flows in the conversation. But there's no desire or there's no hidden agenda to unleash something on them. It's just a connection, that's it. Now, when I go to invite people, like my 10 to 20 a day or whatever that you alluded to, that is something I do with people I'm already connected to on some level. So one of the best ways to invite people to look at this, to see if they might like to do this with us, is to just go and look at your posts and see all the people that's interacted, that commented, liked, shared, whatever. There's probably a lot of people there that you could invite all day long, So that's the number one way that I like to invite people. But it's completely separated when I'm making new friends, building my list of contacts. That's separate from inviting people to look at this to see if it's something they'd like to do. Does that help?
Somewhat. So if somebody comments or likes, let's say it's like the first time, I guess you're already friends with that person if they're commenting or liking, or not necessarily.
No, not necessarily, because my permissions are wide open to everybody, not friends or friends of friends. It's like everybody. When I make a post, it goes out to everyone.
So if somebody you never even connected to before, they're not your friend, they comment or they like, you would just then invite them.
Send a friend. Probably with that person, I'd send a friend request. So if we're already friends, I might invite them. If we're not already friends, I'd rather connect with them first.
So who are you inviting then? Well, I mean, you said people who like your comment, but I'm confused because.
So So I go out to my timeline, for example. I post every day. I
Right.
try to get with intention on engagement, people commenting and liking and sharing and this and that. So the better job I do at that, the more people are gonna be engaging with my posts, and I can just, I mean, some of my posts, like if I got one that's got like 100 likes, for example, or whatever, 100 comments, I can just scroll up and down that, and I can, let's say there's 100 on one thread. I mean, 100 divided by 20, that's 5 days worth of 20 a day people I could invite.
So if,
Yes,
if,
Shelley.
if 10 people invite and 10 people like, and then, I mean, 100 people like, and there's 10 that you don't know. So you send them a friend request, and then what, like then the next day you invite them or something?
Nope, there's no timing thing. It's like, oh, so-and-so, I became friends with them. Okay, the schedule is X amount of days. No, there is no plan to invite them.
What I was going to say, Amethyst, because I've seen your posts recently and they're awesome about, I love my superfood shake and my workout's great or whatever. So say you have 20 people that like your thing, then you can send them a message. Thank you so much for liking my post about working out. Are you interested in working out? Then it's like, it's natural. The last thing you want to do is be the internet version of the perfume lady at the mall. You don't want to just like come out of nowhere and spray people with all of your stuff. So when somebody's like interacting with you on your page, that's kind of like a cue. Okay, I can start the conversation and invite them to learn more. So think of it, instead of invite, think connect. Like, you want to connect with them and have it so that they give you some information that says, hey, I'd like to know a little bit more. And then you can say, hey, you liked my thing. Thank you so much for liking that. Are you interested in this too? And it starts the conversation to make it an invitation.
The main takeaway from that is if it feels weird, then don't do it, or make it different so it doesn't feel weird. You want it to be a natural, organic thing, Like we've all had that person online that invites us to something and it just feels weird and feels off. It's like this person is up to something. There's a hidden agenda there. Who knows what?
Yeah, I got somebody the other day that asked me if I wanted to work from home. I've been doing that for years, sweetie. Have you seen my face? These things are like icky. Don't be icky.
Today I got a text message from somebody that says, hey, I'm in this new ground floor late breaking opportunity. Get in on the base level and out earn, whatever, something crazy like that. Those keywords that we hear, ground floor, breaking brand, those kinds of things. And I didn't respond one way or the other.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of some weird stuff, I mean,
if you take somebody that's interacted on your page, they're at least showing that they know you and they know you. So then you can ask a question. There's nothing wrong with saying, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to comment on my post. Are you interested in this too?
Absolutely.
Oh no, Hannah!
Hannah!
I can't hear you. And I've got that ears.
Wow.
So most of the people commenting on my posts are friends already.
Yeah, okay.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Yes, Patrick.
I think also maybe to get out of your head about inviting people, like Tom was saying, is just don't think about invite. I think pretend you're at a, if you're working out and you're running in the park, you take a break, somebody took a break with you, you would have a natural conversation. Beautiful day for a run. Man, today was a tough one. And you should just look at it as a getting to know stage. Maybe it's like speed dating. One of the things that attracts me about this business is the fact that if you're looking to bring somebody on board, I want to bring somebody on board that I like and I connect with. If it's like, hey, thanks for commenting, are you interested? I don't even know who this person is yet. So maybe just continue the conversation. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for, thanks for commenting. And you could, just kind of go off on that. I would personally just, add a little more personal note on it. Yeah, this was always a struggle for me, blah, blah, blah. and let them ask more questions. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was awesome, Patrick. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very good.
And Lisa's in the house.
Hi, Lisa.
And we have double Hannahs.
Lisa!
We have double Hannahs.
Anniversary on.
Where?
You gotta get rid of one.
Double Hannah?
Yeah,
There we go.
now we got single Hannahs. Yay, okay. And we all switch positions except for me.
I like the idea. I like the idea of being selective that Patrick kind of alluded to about, being like you want to work with people that you like and invite people that you like. In fact, you can actually make that part of your invitation process. You'd be like, I like you. I want you in my business because I like you.
Oh, I like that.
That's like that, yeah.
And
Yeah.
another thing, Amethyst, that you're going to see is the same people will pop up and not have any interest at all in what we're doing. And that's fine. You still say thank you and you connect about other things because you don't know if further down the line they're going to change their mind. But don't be
Some do.
discouraged if the same person comes up and then is like, nah, just keep it friendly, keep it natural, and you never know.
Shelly,
Patrick.
I think you should do the rest of the presentation in the Batman voice.
I can't.
I think that's a great idea.
I like you.
I can't do it.
You won't be able to talk tomorrow.
No, exactly. But that's seriously like what you said, Patrick. That's the bottom line, is to keep it natural. Like, you can tell when people are just parroting something that they heard and not being genuine. And you just want to be genuine with people, because if not, if you're pretending to be something, you're going to connect to people that are that and not you. So you need to be you to attract people that you will connect with.
I'll add something I just thought of. Maybe the part that was confusing you, Amethyst, and I can totally see this being a little confusing. I don't like forming people. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's an acronym for when you're being conversational with somebody, ask them about, their family, occupation, friends, family, occupation, recreation, and then followed by a message of some kind based on what they shared with you. So to me, that always felt like, I'm just asking you about these kinds of things because I'm just going to pitch you my business. And so that never jived very well with me. Other people, they have a lot of success at doing that, because the idea is you ask questions around those topic matters to see if there's something that is missing in their life, something pains them. Like, you ask them about their family, they like, I wish I could see them more. I'm always working at this job that I hate. Because you're asking them about their family and stuff like that. So that's very valuable. And from there, you can be like, well, I've got something that's helped other people in a similar situation. If you want, I can send you some information. And I don't know if it would be for you or not, but maybe it would be, maybe it isn't. But if you got a few minutes, I'll just send it to you. And if there's a sincere interest, we can talk about it more at that point. Something like that. And that's actually a very cool way. That's a natural progression of a conversation to build it. But so forming is very valuable. For whatever reason, for me, I just never felt like it worked out too well. So whenever I go to invite somebody, most of the time, I just, somebody I'm already friends with, I'm connected to, maybe they liked or commented on a post of mine, but I'm just like right to it. There's no building up to it. I'm just boom, to the point. And that's something that's worked for me. But just as a guide, there's still moments where I'm having a conversation about somebody's job and it's like, oh man, gosh, that sucks. I remember that when I had a job that was similar, but I found something that really helped me out. Maybe it would help you out too. I can send you some info if you want. And if you have a sincere interest, then we can go from there. So that happens too. And also when it comes to job, that's a common thing people ask one another. So in some respect, I guess we form each other without even knowing. It's like, so what do you do when you meet somebody? Oh, I do this. Well, what do you do? I do this. And maybe from there, if somebody's not happy, it's going to come up in that natural conversation. And then from here, then that would be your cue to maybe go to the message. The message would be, hey, sorry to hear about your job. And I've got, and you go from there.
And that's kind of just the guidelines of helping you to steer the conversation, not, hi, how is your family? What do you do? Do you like to go on vacation? Like, not stringent guidelines, but just like,
just conversational.
Hey, conversation's getting stale. What's a topic we can bring up? More like that.
Yeah.
As a checklist, not.
Right. And maybe let them talk maybe just ask really good questions and let them do all the talking and listen.
Let them talk more about their crabgrass than you do about your weed killer.
Yeah, because that's
Right? That's what
Ray
we
Higdon
Yeah.
reference. I caught that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Amethyst, is that clear as mud, or is there something else you wanted us to pursue on that subject? What?
What did you say?
I said, is that clear as mud, or did that
Clear as
help?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did that help, or was there something else on that topic that you wanted us to pursue a little bit more?
Yeah, it helps some.
Just be yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, the rule of thumb is, I think Tom's right. If it feels weird, don't do it. And
I'm just gonna ever invite.
Just be yourself. Okay, well, if you're weird to begin with, then that's just you.
I mean,
but just be yourself. I mean, that's the bottom line. Be yourself.
And there's a difference between being weird and maybe just being uncomfortable. So you don't want to confuse the two. Like, even though you might be, you have this great invitation and it's totally appropriate, as a new person, you might be like, oh, I'm kind of shy and nervous. I don't know about this. Do it anyway, unless there's some real reason that this feels wrong or inappropriate. So don't confuse those two, because you need to approach the topic matter with people, no matter what.
And honestly, be consistent, because I have found out just like Insta stories is huge. Today I had a family member all the way out in California who, she's kind of been a lurker in this sense, and she reached out to me today and she's like, hey, I see you've been talking about these superfoods and my husband's been having these stomach issues and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, it just opened this whole conversation. So, just with you being consistent and just showing up every day and just doing your thing, you just have to be authentically you. I mean, I've got unicorns and stuff in my house and whatever, but you just have to be yourself and just keep showing up and doing it, and people respond.
I like unicorns.
Absolutely.
Someone once told me I was delusional. I nearly fell off my unicorn.
Yeah.
True story.
True story. Yes. And in Tom's case, we can believe that. Okay. Okay, so we get to this whole miasma of inviting, and we get consistent with it, and we attract people, and people say yes. Finally say yes to our invitation. Then what?
Yes.
Then what?
Then you show them the information, right?
Right. So Tom, what information do you show people let's share what we share. Let's share what we share with people when they say yes.
I like sharing. The most common one I share is the Introducing Team Beachbody video, because it talks about the business as well as the fitness, talks about both of them. And also because when I invite people, I'm typically inviting people into the business. I'm inviting people to add health and money to our lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds interesting, adding health and money to our lives. And at that point, then I'll show them the Introducing Team Beachbody video. It's only 7 minutes. And I'll ask them what they liked most in it, or sometimes I might ask what made more sense to you, the making more money or fitness, or did both of them make sense to you? And if I'm talking to somebody, and this is rare because I don't usually go this direction, but if somebody is reaching out to me, like the initial conversation is because they're interested in getting healthy and there's no discussion of money at all, then I just ask them some simple questions about their health goals, their starting point. And then from there, I'll have enough information to narrow down a program to recommend that they take a look at. So if it narrows down to, I don't know, Slim in 6, then I'll get the Slim in 6 little promo video that's like a minute or two long. I'll send that and I'll say, hey, based on everything you shared with me, I think this one would be a great program for you. So here's a little video preview. See if it looks good to you. And if so, we'll go ahead and pick it up. If not, be honest, I'll find something else that would be a great fit for you. And the questions I would ask to find out this information would be like, so what's your most important goal you want to achieve? It's a weight loss, muscle toning, etc. What do you like doing when you work out? Do you like to dance? Do you like to lift weights? Do you like cardio? Do you like a boot camp style thing? And do you have any time constraints? And that's really about it. Those are like the basic questions. And just based on the answers to those things, we can narrow it down to like 1 or 2 or 3 different programs. And then also for those of us that may not be familiar with it, because you might be new, that's where you go to your team and you start asking for a good program recommendation based on the answers and the goals of whoever you're talking to. And then people on your team are always going to be there to back you up and give you support and help. And also, if you're talking to somebody about the money aspect, the fact that you can demonstrate to them that you don't have the answers, but you can get them because you're supported by a team, then hopefully, the thought is that it would help them visualize that they don't have to have the answers either, because they'd be backed up by a team if they decided to do this, and it could make it an easier transition for them to saying yes and going through the sign-up form and laying down the credit card and getting a challenge back. So I never shy away from that. If I don't have an answer, I see that as an opportunity. And as my person I'm talking to, that's cool to not have the answers because you're supported by a team.
And when you
That
say
was one thing that was very impressive for me when I was signing up with you, Kelly. We had questions, and you had Tom on the phone in a minute. And this was the big guy.
Boxer. We had Boxer.
And he's right there on the phone, and he answered the question, everything. This is amazing. Look at the support here.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point.
Yes.
Bam.
Thank you for that, Lisa.
Yeah, Patrick, were you going to say something?
So if you don't have a team, just go upline. That's
it's all part of the team.
It's all part of the team. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought there was a new form online on the new website. You typed in all the information, like Team Beachbody.
Oh.
Well, there are a lot of FAQs, and you can always go sideline too,
Right.
because your team is not only up but sideways as well. There's all kinds of information out there. So never be afraid to ask, because if you don't know, then odds are someone else can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the cool thing about that is that like with Lisa, in the moment, if you can get somebody on your team or your upline to answer a question immediately like that, right away they get this very real sense of the truth of the reality of this sense of team and community, which is a huge part of what we do. Mm-hmm. And that is very attractive to people as well, because people are looking for connection, they're looking for community, and they're looking for communities through which they can feed their passions and build their passions. So
I have to say, it was a bit of luck that I just happened to be free that minute. I mean, just to be forthcoming and honest.
Tom, there are no such things as coincidences.
That's
what I mean, though. So
yeah, I know what you mean.
But there's also a ton of other people. Like if I wasn't free at that moment, I'm sure you would have found somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, I'd get back to you as soon as I could.
Yes.
But I just happened to be free at that moment, so it worked out pretty good.
You're always good like that. Yeah. Do you guys find? I have this question. When it comes to helping people narrow down to a program, if they're into fitness, that if I love Beachbody on Demand, I would recommend it to everyone, without hesitation. But do you find that kind of muddies the waters for people, having so many choices? Yes,
I think if you don't guide them, it could. Oh, go ahead, Shelly.
Oh, I was going to say, I do not, and I will tell you why. Because for me, when I recommend Beachbody on Demand, it is kind of a compound thing with the specific workout that I recommend. Because I've told my story a gazillion times. You guys know I've been working out with Beachbody programs consistently for 5 years. I've done all kinds of them. And even if I hadn't, there's information to help narrow down types and all.
Oh, yeah.
So you can find something for someone that's a good fit. But if somebody said to me, you can get this one workout for this price and do it, and then when you're done that and you want to do something else, you have to buy another one, or you can get all of them for a year for the same price, and you can do that workout, and then when you're done that one, if you feel up to it, you can move on to this one, and you're already prepared. You know,
Right.
It's not just like, here's all of them and let's see what sticks. You still guide them to a specific workout.
Right.
But then they have the freedom to do something else immediately after without having to worry about ordering something else and spending more money on a workout. It's all there.
Yeah. Yeah. 1,000%. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just
Nice
gonna
tip.
A new one comes in, you have access to it.
Yep.
So you can be part of all of the excitement because there's always a big launch and everybody's doing it and getting in groups, and you don't have to buy it. It's already there. It gets added in.
Yep,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, before on demand. I never framed it that way before, actually. Before on demand, if they wanted to do something else, they had to spend more money, which is fine. But I mean, it's pretty attractive to know that you don't have to keep buying stuff, because that's one thing I think a lot of people grow very weary of, past experiences of constantly being upsold different things, right? Where you
Right.
have to shell out more money. So yeah, this is a pretty cool solution to that.
Tom,
Never-
I like that. How can I sign up?
Who brought you here?
No, no, I'm already a coach. But no, I've never. The way you said that is perfect. I like it because you just made a very good point. That listening to it, I was trying to listen to it fresh ears. Like, what if I was trying to talk to someone who didn't know anything about it? It's really appealing. Just trying to
Yeah.
sound, someone who you're talking to, the first thing they're thinking of it is what's in it for me. And before Beachbody On Demand, I was ready to get the next program, but I always kind of hesitated. I wanted to make sure I really was going to like the program before I actually went and purchased it. Having the Beachbody Demand, like Lisa said, when a new one comes out, I'm even more excited because I know it's going to be just there when I press the button.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't believe I never thought of it that way before, but damn, that's a good one.
I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, and then the extras you get too, because the original challenge packs were phenomenal. Believe me, I have an entire DVD library, and you'd get the DVDs and you'd get the Shakeology and you'd get the workout plans and everything. But to have every workout, every meal plan, the Fixate cooking show, the reality TV, if that's what you're into, the blog, the
Endless
the
resources.
extras,
Yeah,
like
endless.
Autumn's workouts and Joel's workouts. It's for $8 and change a month.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take my money.
You want to sign up too. Listen, I'm sorry I have to go. Thanks for having me here.
Nice seeing you, Patrick. Hope to see you
come
again.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, come back.
Absolutely, we'll come back. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Patrick.
Yeah. I have a quick question. Is the on-demand part of the challenge pack? I'm just looking at this stuff as it is. So
Yes.
I mean, so it is part of the challenge pack.
You can get it as a standalone, but it's a much better value to get it as a challenge pack.
Wait,
Hands
I
down.
told you that's the challenge pack I bought.
Yeah.
I know. You have to forgive me. I've been sick. I hit my head. I don't know. I'll think of something. But, what I actually the reason is Amethyst did show me like different workouts because I was hell bent on doing plyo, and then after I pulled a hamstring trying to get on the floor, I realized that maybe Tai Chang is probably the best thing.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah. So I just couldn't remember. So it is part of the challenge pack.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And once you do the Tai Chang and that hamstring heals up, then you can move on to the Pio.
It's all about the foam roller.
Yeah. All
And the
about
nutrition and
foam
Shakeology will help the recovery process,
roller. Amen.
as well
Yeah.
as
Don't
the
forget the
adaptations
modifier.
from doing the workout too.
Mhm.
I had two
Cool.
Shakeologies today. 3 of them.
So if he
I have 2
does-
every day.
This is number 2.
Sweet.
I only had one, but I had it with spinach and no fruit because I'm doing deplete day.
Cool.
I'm not
Oh,
energized.
Hey.
If he does Tai Chi first, what would you recommend next? The Pio or the P90?
Oh, geez. That's a good question.
That is a good question. I have not done Pio. I
Well,
did
which
know
one,
90.
Which one you interested in? I'd go based on interest.
Well, we decided that he's going to do the Tai Chi first, but then we couldn't decide. Like, he's interested in Pio and P90, so he wasn't sure like which one to do next.
I personally would go from Tai Chang to the Pio and then do the P90.
P90.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Okay. P90. What? P90. So Hannah says P90, but then I'm sorry I didn't get your name there. But you were saying possibly Pio. So I mean, so
Whatever one you're interested in, because Tai Chang is like a beginner program,
Mhm.
yeah.
or a rehab program. People use it to rehabilitate from certain things. And then
Yeah.
both P90 and Pio, they're designed for, you could be at any level and start off. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not like one of them is advanced only. So I would do whatever one interests you first.
I guess yeah. I guess I would have to make that decision after the Tai Chang, see where I'm at, because
Yeah.
like I said,
Yeah.
right now between arthritis and sitting on my behind for a year, I definitely don't want to do like the P90X3 or anything like that. That would,
No.
no.
No, P90 is like the graduate program to those programs, and so is Pio for that matter. So P90 and Pio are kind of on the same level in that respect. So that's why, like, whatever one you think you're interested in when you're finishing up Tai Chang, it's depending on how you're feeling in that moment, So I don't think you're going to know until you're finishing up Tai Chang. Then you'll be like, yeah, I have a clear direction on which way I want to go now.
Well,
Okay,
hello,
makes sense.
Celine.
Hello, Celine.
And then after you do Pio or P90, you'll be like, I'm ready to X this baby up.
Yeah, we'll see. That's kind of the goal.
Building blocks. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are you. So it's just
Oh,
building
yeah.
blocks, right?
It took years to do this kind of damage, so I understand.
Yeah. But yeah.
Just
So, yeah,
put
yeah,
him on the Shakeology and off the donuts.
There you go.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Preach it,
Absolutely.
sister.
So we got about a minute left.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
funny if I'm talking to Amethyst and I happen to be through the drive-through, I always put the phone on mute.
Oh,
Because I know he's getting a donut. He swears he's not, but I know he is.
All right.
Less
Well,
than a
we're
minute.
gonna hit the bricks here in just a minute, but we'll see you all on the flip side in the after party,
I'll be there.
where hats are not optional.
I'll switch to the fedora though because my nose hurts.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Do my
fun.
shoulders look bigger?
Why? What have you been doing there, Tom?
I've been in a heavy weightlifting routine lately.
Ooh, I can't wait for Joe.
Nice.
Lift 4.